Welcome to this session on SQL date and time functions. In this session, you will learn how to handle and format date and time values in SQL. The functions allows us to manipulate, extract, and perform calculations on date and time data. We will look at how to handle dates, format them, and perform calculations. Let's begin by exploring the fundamental SQL date and time data types. In standard SQL, we have the date data type, which stores only the date in the format year, month, and day. Then we have the time data type, which stores the time of day, represented as hours, minutes, and seconds. The datetime data type stores both date and time, combining the year, month, day, hours, minutes, and seconds. Finally, there's the timestamp data type, similar to datetime, but it often includes fractional seconds and is used to record specific points in time. Now let's move on to database-specific types. Different databases have their own variations and additional data types. For example, PostgreSQL includes interval for storing periods of time and timestamps, which includes time zone information. MySQL also has year and timestamp data types with some specific behaviors. SQL Server offers datetime for greater precision and FFSE to store time zone offsets. Oracle provides timestamp with time zone for explicit time zone handling. Keep in mind that the format might vary based on the specific database implementation you're using. Next, let's explore how to retrieve the current date and time in SQL. In standard SQL, you can use the current_date function to get the current date, current_time to get the current time, and current_timestamp to get the current date and time. Different databases may also provide their own specific functions for retrieving the current date and time. For instance, in MySQL, you can use now, curDate, and curTime. In PostgreSQL, you can use now, current_date, and clock_timestamp. SQL Server provides getDate and sysDataTime, while Oracle uses sysdate and systemstamp from the dual table. Now let's examine how to extract specific components from dates using SQL functions. The extract function, which is standard SQL, allows you to retrieve a specific part from a date or time value. For example, you can extract the year, month, or day from a date, or extract the hour from a timestamp. Many databases also provide their own specific extraction functions. For instance, in MySQL, you can use year, month, day, and hour functions. SQL Server offers the datePart function for extracting date components. Next, we'll explore how to format dates and times in SQL. Different databases offer functions like to_char or date_format to format date and time values according to specific patterns. For instance, in PostgreSQL and Oracle, you can use to_char with format patterns like month d to YYYY to format a date as March 22, 2025. MySQL provides the date_format function, where you can use format specifiers like %m%d, %y to achieve the same result. Here are some common format patterns you can use with to_char in PostgreSQL and Oracle like YYYYMMDD, DD/MM/YYYY, month DD YYYY, HH24, MISS, and HH12, MISSAM. Similarly, in MySQL, you can use %y-%m-%d, %d/%m/%y, %m%d%y, %h%1%s, and %h%1%s%b to format dates and times. Now let's dive into date arithmetic, where we'll learn how to perform calculations with dates and times. In PostgreSQL, you can easily add or subtract days from a date using simple arithmetic operators. Additionally, you can add intervals like 3 months to a date using the interval keyword. MySQL provides functions like date_add to add intervals to dates. You can calculate the difference between two dates in PostgreSQL by simply subtracting one date from another, resulting in an interval representing the duration between the two dates. MySQL offers the dative function to calculate the number of days between two dates. Similarly, SQL Server provides the dative function, allowing you to specify the date part, such as day, to calculate the difference in that specific unit. PostgreSQL and Oracle provide the last_day function, which returns the last day of the month for a given date. MySQL also offers the last_day function for the same purpose. SQL Server provides the eamonth function, which serves a similar function of returning the last day of the month. PostgreSQL offers the AGE function to calculate the difference between two dates, providing a detailed breakdown in years, months, and days. MySQL provides the timestamped function, allowing you to calculate the difference between two dates in a specific unit, such as years. Now let's explore how to compare dates and times in SQL. Comparing dates in SQL is straightforward. You can find records from a specific date using the equals operator, or find records within a date range using the between operator. SQL automatically handles the date conversions for these comparisons. Extract functions enable more complex date filtering based on specific components of the date. To find orders from the last 30 days, you can use date arithmetic to compare the order date to a date 30 days in the past. To find orders placed during business hours, you can use the extract function to extract the hour from the order timestamp and compare it to the desired range. Or find orders placed on weekends using extract function and in clause. Let's discuss timezone handling in SQL. PostgreSQL allows you to get the current time with a specific time zone using the now function along with the @timezone clause. Additionally, you can convert between time zones by specifying the source time zone and the target time zone using the @timezone clause. Oracle provides the from_tz function to create a timestamp with a specified time zone, and SQL Server offers the swhoffset function to convert a date timeoffset value to a new time zone. Here's a list of time zones: UTC, EST, PST, and GMT. You can show the current time zone setting with Show Time Zone in PostgreSQL. In MySQL, you can show the global and session time zone settings using select at global.time_zone and select at session.time_zone respectively. Also, you can change the session time zone using set time zone equals America/new_York. Let's go through some practical examples of using SQL date and time functions. Here is an example of how to group sales data by month and calculate monthly totals. Another example: to find users who haven't logged in for the past 30 days, select user ID, username, and last login date from the users table where the last login date is less than the current date minus 30 days interval, and order the results by the last login date. Another example shows how to assign fiscal quarters to transactions. Let's look at some best practices for working with dates and times in SQL. Always store dates in a standard format, such as ISO 8601, YYMMDD. Store timestamps in UTC when possible to avoid time zone issues. Use appropriate data types like date and timestamp instead of strings. Also, consider storing time zone information for user-specific timestamps. Create indexes on frequently queried date columns. Use date-specific functions rather than string manipulation. Be cautious with functions in where clauses, as they may prevent index usage. Consider partitioning large tables by date ranges. Be aware of database-specific date functions. Use standard SQL date functions when possible. Test date handling across different database systems. Document any database-specific date handling in your code. Avoid ignoring time zone differences in global applications. Do not use string comparisons for date values. Handle leap years and daylight saving transitions properly. Always remember that date calculation logic often becomes more complex than initially expected. If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.